Begin in a seated position on your mat. Move your torso in a big circular motion. Get your shoulders involved and keep your hips grounding. Inhale as you pull your heart forward and exhale as you cave your chest. And switching directions, same thing. Inhale as you come forward, exhale as you come back. When you're ready, make your way to a tabletop on your hands and knees for some cat and cow poses. Gonna warm up the back. Link your breath with each pose. Inhale, cow pose, looking forward. Exhale, cat back. Continue this at your own pace. Extend one arm out in front of you at a time. To make it more challenging, or if you're not pregnant, feel free to extend your left arm and your right leg at the same time, or your right arm and left leg at the same time. I've separated these movements to make it a bit easier on my core. Slide back into a child's pose. Give those shoulders a bit of a break. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. Reach to the right side for an added side stretch. Breathe into your right ribs. Come back to center and stretch out again to the left side. Big breath in again, right into your left ribs. And back to center. When you're ready, meet me in your first downward dog. Pedal out those heels and do what feels good to get settled into this pose. Lift to the front of your mat and hop, skip, or waddle like me to the front. Halfway lift up, breathing in, exhale, lower down. Grab opposite elbows, just let your body hang here like a rag doll. Sway side to side, whatever feels good. For an added shoulder stretch, reach your hands behind you, interlace those fingers, and pull towards the ceiling. Release your arms back down to the floor. Halfway lift, breathing in, exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, arms extend overhead. Grab your left arm, stretching to the right, and switch sides. Come to the middle, make a cactus arms, stretch out your back, and forward fold. Halfway lift again, breathing in, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Grab your left wrist, pull to the right, and switch to the other side. Again, cactus arms, stretch out that back, reach for the sky, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift, exhale, lower. Breathing in, come all the way up to standing. One more time, grab that left wrist, stretch to the right, and right wrist, stretch to the left. Cactus arms, up to the sky and back down for that forward fold. Get your feet about shoulder width apart, it might have to be a little bit wider. Sit down into chair pose, arms overhead. Remember to breathe. Reach your right arm behind you for an added twist. And keep your glare at a 45-degree angle behind you. Breathing in, back to center. Same thing, other side. And exhale, back to center. Forward fold, breathing out. Bring yourself to a downward facing dog. When you're ready, lift your left leg high, bring it forward. We're going to come into our warrior two stance. Your front heel should line up with the middle of your back foot. Arms come out straight, down into a side angle pose, looking towards the sky. Keeping that front leg nice and bent. And lifting up to exalt your warrior. Windmill those hands back down. Come back to standing. You're going to grab your weights and go back into that same warrior two stance. Arms out nice and long. You're going to pulse out some lateral raises. Coming in and out as you raise the weights to about shoulder height. Remember to breathe. Breathing in, exhale. In, exhale. Come back forward, set those weights back down, and we're going to come into downward facing dog. This time your right leg comes high and forward, and we're going to windmill our hands into our warrior two pose on this side. When you're ready, side angle pose again. Right arm comes to the right leg, left arm high. And exalt your warrior. And when you're ready, windmill those hands back down, stepping forward. Grab hold of those weights and stepping back into that same warrior two pose. We're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. Arms out wide and pulse out those lateral raises. And back up, stepping forward, set those weights down, and back into your downward facing dog. Anytime I come straight into a downward dog, feel free to do your plank, upward dog, and then downward facing dog. Big breaths here, left leg up and stepping forward again, this time into a crescent lunge. Your back toe, or your back foot, you should be on your toes. Feel free to stay here or grab your weights, and we're going to do some rows. Breathing out as you pull the weights in as you drop them down. Setting those weights back down, back into your downward facing dog. And when you're ready, same thing, other side, right leg comes up and forward into your crescent lunge. Again, stay here or grab those weights and row, keeping your back nice and straight, squeezing those shoulder blades as you pull the weights towards you. Feeling it right in your back. Setting those weights back down, back into your downward facing dog. Left leg up and coming forward again. Stretch your legs out towards the side of the room. We're going to come into a wide squat stance called goddess pose. Again, you can stay here or grab your weights. And we're going to do some more lateral raises, arms out and down. Keeping the tension in those legs, try and keep your squat as deep as you can. And remembering to breathe. Breathing in, breathe out. Come up, and now around the world, you're going to reach your weights overhead, and we're going to pulse it out with those legs. Make sure your weights are light enough that this isn't too much on your back. Breathe out and in, out and in. All right, and we're going to bang out some bicep curls here while we're at it. Keep that tension in those legs and keep those elbows nice and close to your chest. Set those weights down and shake it out. Bring your weights back to the front of your mat and back to your downward dog once again. Stretch it out. Take a couple breaths here. Hop, skip, or waddle to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, breathing in. Exhale, forward fold. Grab hold of your weights, breathing in, step all the way up. At the front of your mat, we're going to do some shoulder press. So arms out, pushing those weights overhead. Remember to keep your core nice and tight, breathing in and out. Breathe out as you raise, in as you lower. Out as you raise, in as you lower. Good stuff. Okay. Put the weight in your left foot. You're going to raise your right foot and do a deadlift as you lean forward over that left leg and rise. This is a tricky one for pregnant people. Squeeze in that left hamstringing glute as you lift yourself back up to standing. If you can stretch your other leg up higher in the air, go for it. That's about as high as I could go. Also remember to keep a gentle bend in that front leg. You might notice that it's a bit easier on one side than it is the other. Coming to standing, set those weights down. I'm going to sit down into a chair pose once again, squeezing your legs together, arms overhead. Bring them down to prayer and twist to the right side. And open those arms for an even bigger stretch. Come back to center and twist to your left this time, opening those arms out. And back to center. Coming up, forward fold, and stepping back into your downward dog. Left leg comes high, stepping forward into that crescent lunge again. You can stay there, grab those weights. We're going to do some tricep kickbacks. Right, setting those weights back down, back into your downward dog, or go through a vinyasa flow. And then you're going to step that right leg up in the air, through and forward. Again, crescent lunge, staying here or grabbing those weights. And we're going to do tricep kickbacks on this side as well. Setting those weights down, back to your downward dog or vinyasa flow. And bring yourself forward into a child's pose. Enjoy the stretch here, breathing in and breathing out. When you're ready, meet me in a seated position and we'll stretch those arms out. Stretching out those triceps. And do a figure 4 stretch. Make sure to keep your chest nice and open. Don't arch your back. And pull your ankles close to you and enjoy how this feels, or if you can, forward fold to deepen the stretch. I forgot to include one of my favorite poses. It's a Malasana squat. Great for pregnant people. Feet just slightly wider than shoulder length. Come straight down. Make sure your back is straight, chest is open. My chest should be more upright in this, and when you're ready, stretch out of that and come back to your seated position and roll onto your back. Roll side to side. I like to do figure 8. Just roll out that lower back, relieve any kind of tension that's there. And I'll leave you here to continue into a Savasana to end your practice.